Okay, so welcome back to Code Age VIT, and here I am with uh, another. It's a cat question, yeah. So another cat question, and this question, I really like this question. You know why? Because this question was asked in F2 slot, and it's really a very nice question. Okay, let me tell you what's happening over here. Basically, there is a person who have written a story. Okay, he has basically typed a story, and in the story he has misspelled Debic instead of David. That is, instead of writing David, he has written Debic. Okay, so what we have to do is we have to take his story and we have to find how many times he have written Debic, and we have to replace Debic by David. Okay, it's really a very nice question. I don't know why, but see, I'm having some personal problems with string. I don't know why I find it difficult to handle questions regarding strings, but though I was able to solve this question on that day. Anyways, let me just move on to the code. Okay, but yeah, it's a really very nice question because over here you will be taking entire story as an input from the user. You have to find this word Debic and replace it by David. Though it's the code is quite small and simple, but yeah, at that stage when I was doing it for the first time, I found it difficult to do. Okay. Anyways, let's move on to the coding part. Yes. Let me even take string module because I don't know whether I'll be in need of it or not. String.h. Okay, दोबारा आ गया. String.h. And main. So let me first create a list. Use list 550. Okay, so now let me tell you what I'm doing over here. Basically, I've created an array, okay, which is named as use list. It's a 2D array which will be having 500 columns and 50 rows, and it's basically a character array. अब मैंने ऐसा क्यों किया? The reason behind this is I don't know whether the person's story is of 100 words, 200 words, 300 words. How I don't know. That's why purposely I've written 500. You can even go with 1000, 1000, 5000, any number. Okay, so you can go with any number. And over here, why I have written 50? Because see, any word, suppose if you take Vishal, hi, hello, I am, all these words, maximum length of a word which, common word which can have is, it will be less than 25, right? So that's why I've written over here 50 purposely, because I don't know how much lengthy the word would be. So see, you should be very much clear with these two numbers. When I'm using 500, it means that I can have 500 words, and when I'm using 50, it means my word can be maximum up to length of 50. Okay, that is what I'm doing over here, and this is the only possible way to handle strings. If you're solving any questions regarding strings, then this is the best option to go with. Okay, you have to create these types of arrays. Why I'm wasting this much of time and explaining this? Because it is most important thing while handling string related questions. If you're not clear in making these types of strings, obviously you won't be able to make the code. Okay, so now let me pick another variable int word equal to 0. So here I'll be storing here in this variable I'll be storing how many words are present in his story. Okay, I'll be asking the user to tell me that how many words are there in his stories, and based on that I'll be running a for loop and I'll be taking input those words as input. Okay, and let me even create one more variable int count. This variable will be used to count number of times the mistake has been done by the user. Okay, so let me write a print statement over here to generalize the code. How many words of story do you have? How many words of story do you have? Scanf percentage d words. So in this I'm storing the number of words which are present inside a story. And let me write printf \n keep on entering your story word by word. Now why I have written this? Why I have written this? The thing is, I want my user to enter the entire story word by word. Okay, I don't want him to write a paragraph because sometimes it might be difficult to take inputs on takes fixed inputs. Okay, That's why I have asked the user to enter the word, each and every word in each and every line. Okay, one by one. It would be easy for me to access those words. So for int I equal to 0, I less than words, I plus plus. So what I'm doing over here is I'm taking input from the user. Okay, scan f percentage s is used for strings. Use list I. Now what I'm doing over here is whatever word is given by the user is stored inside the list at index I. Okay, suppose the word given by user is Vishal. So the word Vishal is stored inside this list, inside this array at index I. Okay, now after doing this, parallelly I'll be even checking that the word entered by the user is whether equal to debic or not. If that is the case, then I'll be doing the necessary things. Okay, so see what I'll be writing over here is if strcmp. What does this means? It is this function strcmp is used to compare two strings, and if the two strings which we are comparing are equal, then it will be returning 0 as the value, and if they are not equal, it will be returning 1 as the value. Okay, what will I be comparing? I'll be comparing the word. See, this is a word which will be given by the user as input, and another word which I'll be comparing is DABIC. DABIC. Why I'm comparing this? Because I want to know that, but because our user will be making a spelling mistake of David and Debic. That is why I'm comparing these two strings. And if the comparison value returns 0 as the output, then I have to increase count value by 1. Why increasing the count value by 1? Because in our question it was given that we have to count number of times the word Debic was used. And after increasing the count value, I have to even change debit to debit. So for that we have got a function string cpy. It's basically used to copy a particular string into another string. Use list I comma vid debit. Now what does this mean? I am copying this string debit inside this string. This string it's basically a list in at its index I. The word is already entered by the user. That word is compared over here. If it is equal to debit, then the count value is increased by 1, and also the word is replaced by debit, and that is only what we had to do. Okay, so this much is only the required code. But initially, when I read the question, it was quite hard for me to figure it out that how would I do it, just because I was not very much clear with my creation of strings, how to create how to take a string as an input from the user. Okay, so you must be very much clear with this. If you are knowing this, you can solve any question regarding strings. Okay, and you should even know some of functions, string functions, string cmp, string str cpy, string reverse, string length, okay, and all those things. Now see what are the printf number of takes when in your story is percentage d comma words. Okay, sorry, not words, it's basically count. Okay, and one more thing, printf what should I write? Okay, wait, the corrected story is for int I equal to 0, I less than words, I plus plus printf percentage s use list I. ठीक है, और यहाँ पे भी बैकस्लैश एंड लगा देता हूँ. हाँ, okay, so now let me run this code. How many words of story do you have? So suppose if I'm having 10 words of story, okay, my story is of 10 words. So 10, keep on entering a story word by word. I am DEBIC, Debic, and I follow courage VIT. You should. Okay, see. Number of mistakes done in your story is 1. Okay, number of mistakes done in your story is 1. See, one time only I have used this word debic, and your corrected stories. Sorry, यहाँ पे देखो, my entire story is printed all together. Okay, so you know what I have to do is I should give a space over here. That's all. Let me do it again for you, but this time I'll be just writing 4 words. DAVIC Davic, DAVIC Davic, I. Okay, see, number of mistakes done is 2, and your corrected story is David, hi A. Okay, it's all and good. This code is working properly, and this is okay. This is the total code, final code for this question. I think we don't need to use this module string .h. Okay, so that's all for this video. Okay, I hope the string part is very much clear with you. Okay, now I guess you would be able to solve any question regarding strings. Not all the questions, because still you have to learn lot more things about strings. But yeah, if you had this question in your if you are a start student and you had this question, do let me know. Okay, and whether you were able to solve it or not, that also tell. Okay, tell that also. So, see, what I want you is, if you are a F2 start student and you had this question, do send your code also if it worked. Okay, because I want to see what are the other ways you are solving this. This is the only best possible way which I could figure out at that day. So, anyways, if you are having the code, then do send it to me. You can message me in my Instagram page. Okay, I'll provide the link in the description. Do reach me. Okay, so thanks for watching.